Good morning, friends. I'm Stacy, and this is Gorgeously Aging. Thank you for sharing a piece of your day with me. In today's video, we are talking about estrogen cream, topical estrogen cream for the face and for anti-aging. I'm also going to break down the differences between estradiol and estriol, which are two different types of estrogens, and these are important differentiations to be aware of. We're also going to explore how long it takes once on topical estrogen cream to actually see some results and if there is a risk of cancer. I'd also like to share with you my topical estrogen routine because there are some ways to use it more effectively and avoid some of the not so pleasant side effects. So if you are looking into topical estrogen cream, definitely keep on watching. I'll be right back. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me. It has been such a long time since I've done a live, and early in my content creation career, I did lives all the time. After my son Drew passed away and my anxiety and grief ramped up, I started not feeling very comfortable doing lives, but it was such an important way for me to connect with all of you through the chat and just answering your questions. And I really miss that. Sometimes through the grieving process, you become very isolated. And the longer you stay in that isolation, the harder it gets to be to interact with other people. So I'm really pushing myself to get back to doing things I love and enjoy. And live streaming was always something that was a really important part of my day. So let's start talking about estrogen cream. You guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I started using topical estrogen cream probably 18 months ago. I don't know exactly, but it's been a while. And I have tried several different brands, and I've landed on one that I love the ingredient profile. I love what it's doing to my skin. And to me, this is the best bang for your buck as far as a topical estriol cream. So before I reveal what I'm using, I do want to kind of just break down some important things that we should all know before starting to use topical estrogens. So the strongest form of estrogen in our body is estradiol. So estriol and estradiol sound so similar, it's easy to be confused. But just think of estra almost like extra. That's the stronger form. Estradiol is the strongest form. An example is this is my estrogen patch. This is estradiol, a transdermal patch. I put this on me twice a week. So I stick it either kind of like by my underwear line. You can stick it on your rear end. I try to change the location. And this is a bioidentical hormone. This one is prescribed by my doctor. It's relatively inexpensive. Now, my preference is to do the estradiol pellets, and those go in your rear end, and you don't have to take anything. They last a long time. They're really potent. You usually have to have those changed once every 4 months. But where I live, there isn't really a good bioidentical hormone doctor. And so my regular practitioner is good enough to prescribe this for me. Now, in a recent conversation, she said she would go up to age 63, feeling confident in prescribing this to me. I may then see a bioidentical specialist to continue using the stronger form of estrogen, which does absorb into your bloodstream and boosts estrogen as we hit perimenopause and menopausal age. I'm 53, and I did have a complete hysterectomy, including my ovaries. And so I've been on estrogen for probably about 10 years now. I don't know exactly when my hysterectomy was. I've lost track. But this helps with those symptoms of estrogen depletion, hot flashes, loss of libido, skin dryness, mood. And estrogen does help prevent bone loss and keeps our bones more healthy. There's a lot of health protective benefits of taking estrogen as far as the estrogen patch. The estradiol, think of extra, estradiol is the more potent form that does affect our blood serum. And this is not the form that we want to use on our face. So any creams that are the estradiol really aren't the best option for the skin of the face, neck, chest, wherever you're using it for anti-aging benefits on the skin. If you're joining me today, you guys, and you're here in the comments, feel free to ask questions. I will check into the comments a little bit later. We're really going to dive into the benefits of estriol on the skin, which is not what is in the hormone replacement. This is the estriol that I am using, and we'll talk about this in more detail, the benefits, the cost, the reason why I like this one over some of the others that I've used in the past, which were also good, but this one just has a better ingredient profile, and I'm seeing more benefits to the skin. There are also some things to note if you are prone to hormone stimulated acne, and how you can use this to avoid any acne flare-ups or pimples, which I can have happened to me, even though I never had any kind of acne in my entire life. Initially, when I started using estrogen cream on my face, I would periodically get pimples. So I want to share with you how you can avoid that and some of the different ways you can use topical estriol cream to improve the skin on your face, neck, and chest as you age. So if you're brand new with me, you guys, please, I hope you get used to my voice. I only have one working vocal cord after having thyroid cancer, so my scratchy voice is a constant state. I'm not sick, it's just always a little bit weak and scratchy. So thank you all for being understanding of that. Some people comment on it. It doesn't bother me. I'm used to the kind of bullying comments that the trolls out there make about my voice. But this is the way it is when you have one paralyzed vocal cord. So I see a few of you are here in the comments, and I will jump over there and chat and answer your questions as soon as I can. Let's first get into the benefits of topical estriol cream. Now, the benefits are profound, and this is not just me talking about the benefits. You can Google scientific research on topical estriol cream and find a lot of information. So if you're like me and you like to research and study, definitely do that independently, and you'll see that there are definitely some proven benefits to the topical estriol cream. So we're going to get into those benefits now, and those benefits include reduced fine lines and wrinkles, improved skin hydration and plumpness, decreases pore size, improves skin texture, increases collagen and elastin, and improves wound healing. These benefits I have seen firsthand myself. I have been so impressed with how my pores have been reduced, how my skin maintains its hydration better now that I've been using estrogen creams topically on my face, neck, and chest for over the past 18 months. And so I can definitely say that it is worth doing. The key is consistency and going in slowly. And I'll explain why this estrogen cream is microdosed, and you can dose it out into quarter doses. We'll talk about that more in a minute, and I'll show you how I use it because I haven't put it on my face yet today. But there are some, you would think it's just straightforward, apply it to your face, but there are some key ways to avoid the estrogen stimulated acne if you tend to get pimples from estrogen. So let's also get into, before I show you how I use this, we went over the benefits, but I want to show you here, this is the estrogen that I use. It is natural bioidentical estriol 5.0. It is microdosed. Now, something I noticed, I bought the 3.6 ounce. It's actually more cost effective by ounce to buy the 3 ounce, which is $12.33 an ounce, compared to the $17.22 an ounce for the larger container. I don't know if this price has changed because when I bought mine, I thought I was getting the best value buying the larger size, the 3.6 ounce. But it turns out you get a better value buying the smaller 3 ounce. So just keep that in mind if you try this. Buy the 3 ounce because you're getting more per ounce. So the thing I like about it is this is microdosed. So I'm going to show you, this is one pump that's a quarter of a dose. I like using 2 pumps. I don't use a full 4 pump. So this actually lasts me more like 3 or 4 months compared to, because I only use 2 pumps compared to 4. Now, at first, I would take this and dot it all over my face, kind of like tretinoin, and blend it in. I found that I was more likely to get a pimple here and there when I did it that way. The way that I do it and the way that I have avoided getting any acne or estrogen related pimples is by doing all my skincare first. So I wash my face, I do my vitamin C serum, I do my other serums, copper peptide, whatever else I'm using in the morning. And I like to do this in the morning. And then I take, this is the CosRx Hyaluronic Acid Cream, Intense Cream. And I take just about like an equal size amount, maybe even a little more, and I mix this together. And so you're still getting the benefits of the estriol cream, but it's not as intense on your skin. I usually just put it right on the front of my hand so I'm not wasting anything. And then I work this into my face, neck, and chest. Now, I would start with 1 pump, which is 1/4 of a dose. See how your skin reacts to it, and then move on from there, because everybody's different as far as how estrogen creams or estriol affects the skin. Now, you don't want the stronger version of estrogen, the estradiol. You don't want that on your skin. This is not a situation where stronger is better for anti-aging. This is a situation where the estradiol is too strong. The estriol is appropriate for topical use on the skin. And even with the estriol, the weaker form, which is in most of your creams, you still want to start slow and see how your skin responds to it. So I like to work this in mixed with a cream. And every once in a while, I will do a straight dose without mixing it with cream. But I find for my skin, it just works out better. It blends in better. It stretches farther on my face, neck, and chest. And I like the results when I mix it with a little lotion. Now, certainly you could try it both ways. For me, it was kind of a trial and error situation where I found that if I just dab this straight onto my skin, that I would get occasional pimple. Not that that's the end of the world, because you still are getting those wonderful benefits, but if I can avoid getting a pimple, then I will definitely avoid that. So let me just see. I want to go through the ingredients and just point out why some of these ingredients are impressive to me and how this cream differs compared to some of the other creams that I've used, the estrogen creams I've used. So here are the ingredients, and I just want to point out some of the superstar ingredients: glycerin, the aloe vera leaf gel, of course, the micronized estriol is in there. You've got olive oil, coconut oil, shea butter, sunflower lectin, and MSM is a booster for collagen. It helps with skin elasticity. It's a great ingredient in this cream or in skincare. And even the alcohol, like sterile alcohol, that's a fatty alcohol, which is good for the skin. It's not bad for the skin. So there's nothing in here that is bad for the skin. It's all great for sensitive skin. And the only people that should be worried about any of these ingredients are those who maybe have allergies to any of those ingredients listed. But I have really enjoyed this product and what it does to my skin, the ingredients in it. And I mean, this is my skin without makeup at 53 years old, no filters. This is just what my skin looks like. And I will say in all fairness that I've always had pretty good skin. But my skin has improved a lot over the past 5 years, 10 years, maybe. It just keeps getting better and better with more dedicated focus on skincare and anti-aging. So I'm going to jump over to the comments here, and I see Skin Silk is here from Rumble. If you guys haven't been to my Rumble channel, that's rumble.com/gorgeouslyaging. I have tons of advanced facial rejuvenation, skincare, makeup, tons of content there to check out. It's a little less censored. than other platforms. So I do post things that maybe would not be okay to post on other platforms over at my Rumble channel. So if you're not subscribed there, definitely check it out. Roberta asks, off subject, but do you have any viewpoint on stem cell treatments? I think stem cell treatments are great. You know, exosomes are in that category, which I do regularly, and I think they're a great treatment. Clobella asks, hello, when are you going to do a Plaxil video? It looks like Plasma Perfecting does not sell it anymore. So I will be doing a video with Plaxil. I don't know if I'll use my Plaxil or if I'll use another one of my tools, or maybe do half the face with one and half the face with the other. But it is on my list of treatments to do in the next few months. So I'm just trying to find where I have downtime to do those treatments, but it's on my schedule of things to do for sure. So, stay tuned and keep an eye out for those treatments. Letton Moore says, I want to start estrogen cream on my face for sure. I'm in the research phase, so this is very helpful. Thank you. You are so welcome. I hope I've given you good information. We still haven't talked about if it causes cancer, and I meant to address that, so let me just quick do that. Estradiol is the weaker form of estrogen. This is present in our bodies pretty much all the time in low doses, but more so when we are pregnant. And this topical cream doesn't really change our blood estrogen levels. So this is not a risk for cancer. From all the research I've ever done, which has been a ton, I've never seen anything that suggests topical estriol cream can increase your risk of cancer. Even with estradiol, the stronger, the research that I'm doing now kind of contradicts what old research suggests that estrogen replacement can cause cancer. And I'm very careful about that because my mom had breast cancer. So I take the estrogen patch, which is the stronger form of estrogen, without any concern about cancer. And I've had cancer before. So that should tell you a little bit of something, but definitely do your own research. So the topical cream absolutely does not affect, unless you're like bathing in this stuff or way overusing it, it's not affecting your blood serum estrogen. It is giving you the benefits of estrogen on your skin, but it's not raising your serum estrogen levels. So don't worry about the risk of cancer, but definitely do your own research. Letton Moore says, have you heard, sorry, I got away from that comment. Have you heard about microdosing with isotretinoin Accutane for face just for beauty purposes? Meaning the oral isotretinoin. My daughter took isotretinoin Accutane for her skin for acne. And I know that was just a regular dose, which it just had so many negative side effects for her as far as dry eyes, really drying out the skin. Microdosing may be a viable option. It's not something that I would consider because I'd use topical tretinoin. And I just think for me personally, the topical tretinoin is doing enough that I haven't considered microdosing with isotretinoin. It's interesting that these kind of options are available. And for some people, the microdosing with the oral isotretinoin could be a really good option. I'll have to do more research into that, but it hasn't really been something that's been on my radar for me personally. So I'll let you know if I find any good evidence that is a viable option to microdose. I kind of feel like the oral isotretinoin orally can possibly have more negative side effects than benefits, especially because we do have the option of topical tretinoin for our skin. But this is not something that I have done a deep dive into, so I'll definitely do more research on that and see what I can find out. I'll come back and let you know in a future live if I find out anything that looks really promising about that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. I'm hoping to get back in the groove of doing more regular lives here soon. And I really appreciate your support through all the stuff that I've been through. I know for so many content creators, when they go through a really hard season of life and their content isn't consistent, you know, I used to do several lives and several edited videos a week, and that really dropped off after my son passed away. And part of me thought that my friends would all just disappear because I wasn't as consistent, but you've all been amazing. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. And you can find a lot of my old content, which I think is still so very relevant, at rumble.com/gorgeouslyaging. And of course, I keep uploading new videos from anywhere from, you know, general skincare to advanced facial rejuvenation, fashion, fitness, weight loss, makeup, hair, some hair videos. For those of you who don't know, I spent my whole adult life as a salon and spa owner, cosmetologist, esthetician, permanent makeup artist. So my skill set kind of is broad throughout the beauty industry. So I like sharing that with my friends to hopefully help you feel more confident. And, you know, as we age, I think sometimes our confidence can take a little bit of a hit. Aging is not the easiest thing to go through. Menopause is not the easiest thing to go through, but I will tell you, I would never want to go back into my 20s, 30s, or even 40s again. I feel like the 50s are such a great place to be. Now that I'm 53, I just recognize what a beautiful, empowering thing aging is. And just the wisdom that we have in our 50s, late 40s, and into our 50s, and just not caring about what other people think, and just the rudeness and just the way the world is. You just become wiser, more self-fulfilled, more confident with your being. And I just think that's such a beautiful thing. So getting back to the comments here, does this work well as a prescription estriol cream? So estriol, this type of estrogen, is not prescription. This, and even the ones that make you think is prescription, they're all estriol. Estriol is not prescription. Estra, like the extra, the stronger dose of estrogen, like this type of estradiol versus estriol, this is prescription. And there are creams that are estradiol that are prescription. I would not use that on my face. That's definitely going to flare up some acne or it's too much for the skin. It's too much for the face. So you don't need anything more than the non-prescription estriol for the face, neck, and chest. You can even use this on, you know, the vaginal area for vaginal dryness. And then if you're suffering from extreme vaginal dryness, the Estradiol cream, which is the stronger variation, can be used in the vaginal area. I would not use Estradiol, the prescription grade, on my face, at least for me, because even this, I see results from this and even sometimes get a pimple here or there. And if I use that stronger Estradiol cream, it wouldn't give me improved results. It would probably just give me more pimples. So I would avoid using the prescription Estradiol on the face. It's just, there's no reason for the prescription. And even like Muesli and some of these other online offerings for estradiol, it's this weaker form. It's not the stronger form. So they kind of make you think you have to buy a prescription from them to get it, but this is legally, it's not a prescription. This is legal, it's not prescription. Estriol, the weaker form of estrogen, is readily available over the counter. So this one is from Amazon. I did link it down below, and certainly you can check that out. But like I said, the smaller bottle is actually cheaper per ounce, and it's a good way to start it. But I've tried several different brands over the past year and a half, and this is the one now I bought. This is my second container of this, or second bottle of this, and I'll keep using this, not only because of the estrogen and what it's doing to my skin, but because of the other ingredients in this. It's just a great topical estrogen cream, and it's not super expensive. So definitely check that out if you're interested. It's safe. You know, like that's one of the main things, is it's safe. Let's see. I had a full hysterectomy 16 years ago and have not had estrogen in 15 years. My skin is quickly aging. Yeah, you guys, that's one of the things about, as our estrogen drops, menopause and even late into perimenopause, it is the fast track to aging. This is why people feel like they have aged overnight. Their bones hurt, their skin looks bad, wrinkles increase, skin plumpness, like the skin dries out. Skin elasticity goes down the tubes. So there's just a lot of negative effects, not only to our skin and the way we look physically, but the way we feel. Estrogen has so many protective qualities. And I think there's been so much in the media, especially from years ago, that estrogen replacement's bad and it causes cancer. But you can find a lot of contradictory information to that. There's actually a lot of health benefits to being on estrogen. Something else to consider about the topical estrogen, you don't need progesterone with this. This isn't affecting your blood serum estrogen. This is just a topical cream that's giving your skin the estrogen, the estriol that it needs. It's not affecting your blood estrogen. Something like this, which is the stronger version, the estradiol, somebody may, if you still have a uterus and ovaries, you may want to consider progesterone. That's something to talk to your doctor about. I don't use progesterone because I had a hysterectomy. I don't have a uterus or ovaries. And so the thought is that if you're taking estrogen, you need to balance with progesterone to protect against uterine cancers. That's something to talk to a doctor about. It doesn't apply to me because I don't have a uterus. Yes, if you're doing prescription estriol cream, and you're using that on other parts of your body, most of the time prescription estriol creams, it's estriol, not estradiol. So I don't know if you're getting a prescription estradiol or prescription estriol, because like I mentioned, these two are different estrogens. And this one is the estradiol that's prescribed, and this one is the estriol that is over the counter. Pat says, my gynecologist refuses to prescribe it for me. Yeah, Pat, unfortunately, there are some practitioners that just won't, and that's where you'd have to see a bioidentical hormone doctor. You can Google bioidentical hormones near me. The disadvantage is that it is out of pocket, but the advantage is that it really changes the way you feel. Just in the 1 month that I was without any hormones after my hysterectomy, and that's been a long time ago, but I went like a full month, maybe in 6 weeks before I started replacement, and I could feel the changes in how I felt, depression, anxiety, mental clarity, skin, vaginal dryness, libido. All of that was in the 4 to 6 week time between my hysterectomy surgery and getting on the estrogen patch. I felt completely different. And I was like, I hope this isn't what the rest of my life is going to feel like, because I don't like it. So Wendy asks, I thought you needed a prescription. So again, for this type of patch, you need a doctor's prescription. This is estradiol. I'm overpronouncing the A because estradiol and estriol, they sound so much alike. So estradiol is the stronger form of estrogen. You need a prescription, and this is your hormone replacement. This will affect your blood serum estrogen and will help to improve your menopausal symptoms. It'll also help your sex drive. It'll help your mental clarity. It'll help maintain bone mass. A lot of health benefits from this. Also will help from an anti-aging perspective to keep your serum estrogens up. The creams, all of the creams for the face that are marketed out there now are estriol. So that's the weaker form of estrogen. You don't need a prescription for this. This is available on Amazon, and it will help with the skin. So this will help with the wrinkles, the fine lines and wrinkles, textures, pore size, elasticity, and collagen loss in the skin as we age. Now, somebody who's young, who isn't approaching perimenopause and isn't starting to notice these changes in their skin, probably won't benefit from this. This is definitely going to be more of a benefit for somebody who's starting to hit that age in their life where your estrogen levels are decreasing, and you're definitely noticing that on your skin, the way your skin looks. The thing I'll say that I notice a lot is that, as we hit perimenopause and menopausal age, and makeup starts to not look as nice because the skin texture, dryness, fine lines, and wrinkles start to be more prevalent on the skin. Makeup looks much better on my skin now that I use estriol cream daily. So that's something else. The skin just overall looks more youthful. I don't know if you can see, my skin has hydration, has glow. I don't have really enlarged pores. I'm 53, so I don't expect to not age. I'm going to age, but this definitely helps to, turn back the clock a little bit. And I would be very reluctant to definitely take advice from people who are going through it, because I see so many people who are really young giving skincare advice to mature women, and they haven't been through it. They don't know what it's like. And they're talking about things that maybe they know from books, but they don't really know from experience. When your estrogen starts to decline, it really makes a huge difference in just the way you feel and the way you look and the surface of your skin. Are you going to do any more videos about threads using a cannula? Absolutely. That's actually on my list since I've lost weight now. Some of you may know I had a gastric sleeve surgery and I've lost like 65, 70 pounds. So I definitely need to boost my collagen and that support in my skin. So threads is going to be a big part of that. So I definitely will have those videos available on Rumble. So if you're not subscribed to Rumble, again, that's rumble.com/gorgeouslyaging. Tracy says, would it be beneficial if you are on hormone patch? Yeah, absolutely. So I use both. I use the hormone patch, which is the strong estrogen, the Estradiol, and I use this topically every day. This is the Estradiol, different type of estrogen altogether. Weaker, doesn't affect your blood serum, so you can use the two combined. And this will definitely give a boost to the skin because you're applying it directly to the skin. So like I said, this one is unique in that it's microdosed. 1 pump is 1/4 of a dosing. 4 pumps is a full dose. I only use 2, and I mix it with a little bit of my moisturizer, which is this, because that is the way that works best for me as far as giving me the results that I want without getting an occasional pimple. But that's personal. Everybody's different as far as how topical Estradiol will, if it'll trigger getting a pimple or not. And you almost have to kind of just experiment with it. That's why I like start with a 1 pump dosing. Not every Estradiol cream is microdose. So that's part of the reason I love this one. Start with 1 microdosed pump, see how your skin reacts to that, if you get any pimples. And then for me, the sweet spot seems to be 2 pumps with a little bit of my moisturizer, and that buffers the estrogen enough that it does not trigger a pimple. You guys, I think I got through all the questions. If I missed any, I'm so sorry. I see one here I don't think that I addressed. If you look at the video, the doctor talks about the cancer and the no synthetic absorption. There are doctors in the past that all that they have been educated on is that estrogen causes cancer. When I first started seeing a bioidentical hormone doctor, which that is their specialty, she showed me tons of research from other countries and in Norway where they have completely debunked that estrogen causes cancer. Now, there are probably some people who are, I know some people have estrogen-driven cancers or breast cancers that probably estrogen replacement therapy or hormone replacement therapy wouldn't be a smart decision. That's why the stronger estrogen, like the patches or the pellets, or the estradiol creams that are prescription grade, you should have a conversation with your doctor because these are a prescription. But this cream for your face is not prescription grade. It's the weaker estrogen, but still very effective. And you can research this. Most topical creams that are meant for the face, neck, chest, for anti-aging of the skin, the surface of the skin, are estriol creams. So I would safely use this forever and not even bat an eye at the risks of using this, because it's not that stronger, more intense estrogen that is going to change your blood serum estrogen levels. So I use both of these and I love what they do for me. I love what this does for my mood, for my libido, for my bone density, for hair, skin, nails. I mean, estrogen is important. And I'll continue getting this from my doctor as a prescription until I'm 63. and at which point I'll go to a bioidentical hormone doctor. If I don't go sooner, I may actually go. I always loved my bioidentical hormone doctor in Wisconsin. She was fantastic, and I love getting the pellets, but the disadvantage to that is that it can be pricey. It's out of pocket, where this, my doctor prescribes for me, and it's really inexpensive. So the cream, Tracy, is from Amazon. I did link it. So you can definitely check that out. Let me go back to the pricing of that. Here's the cream, $61, and that's for the 3.6. But if you get the 3 ounce, it's less per ounce. So definitely consider that. If you guys use my links, that does help provide me with a tiny bit of commission as an affiliate, Amazon affiliate. And every little bit helps me to keep making content. It's just such a tiny little bit, but every little bit helps. So the link should be in the video description below. And if it's not, I'll go back in there and add that. But, this is something I think everybody should try, and you will start seeing results after about 8 to 12 weeks. I think for the first 6 weeks, I was like, this isn't doing very much. But now that I've been using it consistently for probably 18 months or better, I don't know exactly when I started, it definitely makes a huge difference. Like skin texture, skin tone, elasticity is better. Just the overall coloring of my skin looks better. The pore size is reduced. Like my skin looks younger. Makeup goes on my skin better. So overall, like this is something I'm going to keep using as part of my routine. I use it in the morning, but you could use it in the night. I wouldn't double up on it. You definitely might get some pimples if you use too much of it. So whether it works best to use in the morning or night, it's just a preference for personal preference. And like I said, start slow, use 1 pump, and even consider mixing it with whatever moisturizer you're using, just to kind of feel out how your skin responds when you start putting topical estriol on the skin. How does it work for libido? I actually think that it does help libido, and you can use this on the vaginal area. So if you use 2 pumps on your face, you can still use 2 more pumps and use it in the vaginal area. I think it does help. I get more results with the libido from the prescription Estradiol because that's the stronger estrogen. But it can help with vaginal dryness. Now, this isn't, like I said, really going to affect your blood serum estrogen so much. It's really going to affect the tissue you put it on. So if you apply it to the vaginal area, it's going to help with vaginal dryness. If you're applying it to the face, it's going to help with those anti-aging, dryness, wrinkles, elasticity. If you really want something that's going to affect you systemically, it's going to be the prescription Estradiol, the stronger estrogen. So I can't say that this necessarily is going to really ramp up your libido, but it definitely can help the tissue down there. So it's worth giving a try from that perspective. So thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today. I will be doing more lives moving forward. I have missed spending time with you all. And thank you to those of you who haven't given up on me through this really long grieving, depression, anxiety process. I know many of you have shared your own experiences with grieving and anxiety and depression, and it's meant a lot to me that you've opened up and been vulnerable and shared those pieces of your life with me. But I just want to thank you. It means so much that so many of you have stuck with me. So have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love and appreciate you all.